So hi everyone, today in this video we're gonna talk about another model that obviously has the impact in order to help us to take better type of decision making, which ultimately I think it's what brings you a higher probability to get success in your life because you tend to get personally more well paid as much as well are a better problem solver. And then so if you're able to solve problems, you're gonna be able to as well save more as if one of the areas that you want to get so success and prosperity is increasing your wealth. So this video makes sense to you since this mental model helps you to take better type of decision making. And then so today what's gonna be the mental model that I'm gonna talk? It is the mental model called entropy. But prior to talk about this mental model, trying to say the real life examples, what the mental model talks about, how to apply it. I expect you already to help me to by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos to help me by subscribing helps me as well to so have a bit more of motivation to try to help you by making videos about so these knowledges. And then so what's the best way to understand entropy? By answering this specific question. Have you ever noticed how things they tend to get messier over time without much effort? So basically, if we don't have control about the things, I think everyone understands then the thing that is on our own in our accountability. If we not control it, it really tends to get to get messier, tends to get disorders. So whatever is your room, your to-do list, or even a system at work, things often naturally they move towards disorder. And this concept so is known as entropy. Today so we'll explore what entropy is and how it works in different areas of our life. Obviously talking about real life examples and how you can apply, or at least by understanding it, if it's in negative terms, all to not so have these disorders. And then so entropy is a concept that's borrowed from physics. It's something that was taken from physics. It's something, that concept that was created in physics and from particularly the area of physics, the thermodynamics. But so what entropy refers to? It refers to a level of disorder or randomness in a system. And then, so in simple terms, entropy is the tendency of things to move from order to disorder, from structure to chaos, unless energy is applied to maintain or restore order. So, over the time, the things we not support that the things remain the same over the time, even if they don't have any type of action towards them. What it depends is that even if doesn't exist nothing, the things tends to go for the disorders. So things to get to change from the initial of the journey, even if doesn't exist like a specific force that acts toward creation of disorder. And naturally the tendency is that things go for the disorder. And this is something that happens in physics, happens as well in nature. The nature is not made to have specific patterns to always be present over the times. It's the reality is that the nature is made to, if it's not controlled, it doesn't exist like a energy that remains things being controlled. The tendency is that things go out of order. So the higher the entropy, the more chaotic or disorganized the system becomes. The lower the entropy, the more structured or predictable it is. And then so this idea, what so is about this idea? This doesn't only apply to physics, it can be applied as well to many areas of our life, including business, relationships, and personal habits. But then so that we have understood the concept, where it was borrowed from, what does it mean? Now real life examples to be even more illustrative. So how entropy play out in personal habits. At the start of the week, your schedule might be perfectly organized and planned. So imagine that you have a to-do list or a routine, then you build in the beginning of the week that is applied for all the week along. And then so you build a system, you will systemize what you're gonna do every day in the week. But as the week progresses, the tasks pile up, distractions occur, and by Friday you see that you have a giant mess of tasks to do, what initially was your organization about was so expected to happen, you see that now it doesn't match what you really need to do and what you have done in today and what you need to do in that day. And you see that why, because you have whole spend your day you're organizing in, you have spent organizing so in just one specific day, and over time you have not updated the system, the routine, basing in things that were so applied over the day. That was so the happening of distractions. Some type of meetings can be happening more the time that you would have predicted, and then so you're gonna see that what you were so put predictions then will be a system that is our personal system of what is the time or where I should spend the time or with doing what tasks. We see that then so we don't the paper of the routine is controlling help you, so you understand what you need to do, what you don't need to do. And you see then if you not control, if you not have updates to what really happens in reality, you see that doesn't, it has so a lack of utility if you not update day to day. And then so because what you're gonna do in Friday is more is you can well you can say it well in Thursday and then in the past type of Sunday. And then so that's why the entropy is tends to happen when you don't have a hand that updates based in what context so requires to you in order to remain the things as will be the ideal, that is things organized, things having utility, things that well described what I'm really going to do so in that specific time of the day. That is so the main paper of a routine. And then so what is the real example there? Explain. You cannot just spend time in one specific day and expect this so will be useful for all the day, all other days along. What is ideal in the major type of scenario is you have you manage not that much time in once, but you have so a slightly having a contact, a constant one with the system, instead of just spending the sum of the time even being the same, but just being in once is worse than splitting that time over and over constantly day to day in a system is a better way to manage it so to remain in having effectiveness. So in personal habits, we have in business systems. So a company is a set of structured processors for its operations, ensuring everything runs smoothly. But over the time, inefficiency and breakdowns in communication can increase, causing the system to become disordered unless the company invests effort to streamline process and maintain order. So instead of just organizing in a once, why so kind of creating a MVP, like a minimal viable type of products that is going to be updated. The really type of characterization that is got is just based in the feedback that I get day to day, based in so what is the interaction that I have with the reality and what happens in reality. That is the bad thing that mold the way that so the system is built, since the system is built to perform better in reality. Why not so having ability to wherever I get the feedback from reality, I update in the moment and not just so expect once in a week to make all these type of updates, which is something that's worse because which more you peel a thing, more difficult than so it's gonna be to do a task instead of so being and working like based in jobs to done. That is search a problem I already solved now instead of so expecting to just solve and peel something to solve in just like 1 hour, instead of being someone that has the ability to get the flexibility or solve right now wherever so the problem enters, and not so let to peel, which increase the entropy of the system. And then so we have the relationships. So when you first meet someone, the relationship is fresh with a clear understanding of boundaries and communication. Over time, without care and attention, misunderstandings and miscommunications may occur, leading to a decrease in the relationship's order, which reflects an increase in entropy. And so, in a disorder, in a low type of relationship, kind of so creates randomness, which so brings us to go for the other side of the spectrum, that sometimes these people so start not liking creating discussions and these things. So now that I expect that the concept is clear, the real life examples, how to apply the entropy mental model. So recognize the system naturally derived towards each other. Whatever is your time, business, products, or relationships, you have to understand that you're gonna have always to get in touch with the thing and not just like spending a time at one time and expecting that this is gonna so apply and you're gonna have all the things controlled just because you have planned, even if it was like a good time in just one specific type of day. Have a context toward the thing, so invest energy to maintain order, and you can so frame it day to day based in feedbacks that you get day to day as well. So to keep things in check, you need to invest energy regularly, and then so whatever it is, whether it's through organizing or tasks daily, maintaining a clear communication flow in your team or setting them aside for personal reflection, consistent effort can reduce entropy. Prioritize efficiency and structure. When things are getting chaotic, zoom out and look for ways to introduce more structure. So creating laws, creating procedures, a bit of bureaucracy sometimes is good. Implement systems, routines, these things that helps you decrease. So sometimes even can decrease the stress in a routine. For example, if you establish a routine, you reduce the entropy of runs of you in their day-to-day life, not knowing what you're gonna do next. If you structure in a routine, you always gonna know what you to do, not gonna exist disorders, so you always gonna have a task to do and not fall in other tasks that so are not the ones that you really need to do and are more based in short-term pleasure other than in the long-term pleasures that comes with planning, that we tend to be more rational to look for end goals, and then we build and we say and we assign tasks to do that are more based in effectiveness in the long term instead of just basing in the wishes in the short term that comes with not having things planned. Balance flexibility in order. While entropy leads to disorder, rigid structures can sometimes cause its own problems. It's a thing that you have to look as well. Neither 80, neither as well 80. So to avoid neither 80, neither 80, it's about finding balance where systems remain efficient, but as well give you some specific flexibility if something goes out of what could be expected. You have obviously to have to arrange time if something that's as urgent to be done and not just following what you kind of have planned. Leverage entropy in creativity. Entropy isn't always bad, so in creative fields, some level of disorder can lead to innovation and new ideas. So I expect this video has helped you, has makes you so your life view a bit more broad, a bit more like broad, and helps you to take best type of decisions. So I expect to help you, and I expect as well so to you help me as well by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos. So see you in the next one.